Right, I'm still on the issue of family. And there are various types of family, but I'm from a conventional nuclear family, which consists of a mother, a father, sisters, and a brother. And today I'll be conducting an interview with my dad's youngest sister, and she will be filling me in about more about the family dynamics and the family lineage. Um, why I need to conduct this interview, I need to know more about my family background. And no other person to tell me more about it than my auntie Anna, because she's got most of the qualities that my dad possessed during his lifetime. Daddy was a very hardworking, very caring and intellectual gentleman. And I noticed since I've met my aunt Anna many years ago when we were younger, she hasn't changed much. So today now Aunt Anna is gonna fill me in. So Auntie Anna, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, good evening. I'm Ina. Um, yes, I'm the baby of the family. Uh,
Right. No,
is
basically, Auntie
yes.
Anna, you've got a lot of influence in our lives as a young auntie. Yeah?
Good.
And we just want to tell us more about what Daddy was like in his younger days.
Um,
It's
what
all
is all
right.
this? Right.
You
My
can.
brother Ken Youth. Yeah, my brother Ken Youth. Um, he's he's from my father's first wife. My father had, well, he had his first son is Herbie. Um, Herbie died at the age of 100. Um, then he had 8 children with his first wife.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me. And then my mother has 9 of us. She had one before she met my father. So altogether, so that's all the children. So he has 18 children altogether. So
Wow, that's a
yeah,
big,
so
that's a very big,
one stepson and 17 children, and
wow.
I'm the baby in the family.
That's what I was coming to. How does it feel to be the wash belly of the family, of
Very
such a big
special,
family?
very special indeed. I've always been very loved and protected by the family, by my parents. I've always been loved. They loved me very dearly. My father loved my mother very dearly. He spoke very fondly of her at all times, saying how much he loved her, how beautiful she was when he met her. He said, when I met her, it's like she was just so pretty. And he'd say, she pretty, pretty. They used to call her Black and Shine because she was so pretty. And when we were sitting on the veranda as children, that's what he would always talk about, how much he loved my mom. And he loved all his children very dearly.
Can I interrupt you for a minute? Because all that you're saying, it just reminds me of my daddy. Daddy always talk about how much he loved mom. Didn't matter how she was miserable or upset with him at times. He just showered her with love and gifts and loved us unconditionally. So I can see that it runs in the Crawford family.
Certainly, my father loved, and he loved a lot. And as I said, he protected us. He watched over us like a mother. Well, I don't know about the rooster, but I know he watched over us just pretty much like a mother hen looked after her chickens, and how my dad looked after us. And if anyone dared to try to provoke us, then he would intervene and he would tell them about themselves
Wow.
in in some colorful language which I can't repeat.
That definitely is daddy. That is daddy, because I remember one time this guy took away my $30 and daddy went to him and demanded that he give me back. Yeah, daddy was very protective of us. Even when I was dating and this guy came to knock the gate, daddy gave him a piece of his mind, asked him, "Are you working, sir?" and
Yes.
tell him that when he was his age and looking for a woman, he would look for a job, and oh my God, the poor guy was
Yes.
so embarrassed.
Yes. So yes, as a loving, caring father, always wanted the best for us, and both my parents, both my mom and my dad, they gave me all the encouragement. If there was 1,000% of encouragement, I get that encouragement for everything. I've always had a love for books and reading at a very young age. I remember going to the library, I would read the book. On the way home, I'd be reading it home I get it from the library on till when I reach home. And I would be reading by the lamplight, those lamps, those oil lamps, there's kerosene oil lamps. Yes, I would be reading
Oh
my
yes,
books.
because
Oh yes, oh yes.
even though
That's before we were able to we were
afford.
able to afford electricity as we can do nowadays.
That's, you see, that is so amazing because daddy grew up in the country and he came to Kingston at a very young age and met mom. So it's like two different lifestyles that come together, you understand? But daddy, he fit in well as a Kingstonian because he worked hard. Even when the mom was pregnant with me, he
Yes.
got the job that because it's at that same job that he went to sleep and didn't wake up at that time. Daddy worked there since I was in mom tummy right throughout those years. You understand? So he was very
Yes,
family oriented.
definitely. The work ethic, certainly, there's a strong work ethic within the Crawford family. And, I attribute that to both of my parents, because my mom, she used to be a housekeeper and she used to go and work for, all these rich families. She used to go and work for them. And my father, he worked very hard. He had this cart and he named it Perseverance. This cart where he used
But
to.
that's granddad's name.
Yes, that's his pet name. Yes, that's his pet name is Perseverance, and I treasure that very much. And his work ethic, as I said, no task left undone. It would be thorough, very very thorough, and he did it with all his heart and mind, and everything went into it.
Wow.
He
Very conscientious.
very,
Wow.
very much so. And I mean, he planted his grung, planted his vegetables, fruits and vegetables. There was we hardly bought anything. We were from humble beginnings, and we didn't have we weren't aristocrats. We didn't have a great deal, but we had more than enough, and we had an abundance of love and affection and that family spirit and that love, and the family being there for each other, loving and supporting each other. We had that. He had, yes, he also did his butchering on the Fridays and Saturdays. So we had a bit of meat. We had a bit of meat that would share with the community members, because we didn't have fridge. We really were from humble beginnings, but we had enough. We never went to bed without a meal. We always had something. Even if it was cornmeal porridge or turned cornmeal, we would have something.
Wow.
Right? So
that is awesome.
Yes.
And the fact that you came from humble beginnings and you've excelled throughout your career. We always heard about our Auntie Anna, how intelligent you were, and it was a pleasure to meet you back then. And you've gone from strength to strength in terms of education. Because last time I remember, many years ago, you was a teacher down London. Can you explain about your qualification and your achievement and how you would rate your development from Jamaica to
Before
England?
that, I just want to go back a bit to my father. There was one more thing that he did, talking about his work ethic and everything. He used to make the handles for forks that he used to till the land with. So when anybody broke their fork, he would go and get the wood and cut it and make the handle to put back into that fork. So that's what was one of the other things he did. And for me, in terms of, I can only attribute everything to God. God was in everything. He's always been in everything. He's still in everything. You know, I've had my good days, I've had my bad days, I've had my rough times, I've had my tough times. You know, I've been up on the mountain, I've been down in the valley, but God is always there with me. You know, and what I will say, you know, my love for reading came from a very young age. From as soon as I was able to read, I was reading. I was just reading. I'll be reading everything. I'll be reading the signs on the road, and I'll be reading the signage everywhere and anywhere, and I'll be reading the books. And then, you know, I wanted to from I was a child, and my love for books, I wanted to write books. But I wanted, because
You've written a few books, haven't you?
just one.
No. Just one book.
1 second. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Auntie Anna is popped out. So the interview is going well, and I'm learning a lot about my Auntie Anna. Oh, she's back now. Here she comes.
Yeah. So I've always wanted to write. And this is what I've written. It's a book of poetry. I wanted to write novels and things. Who knows? Watch this space. Who knows?
What is the name of the book?
It's called The Fruit of the Spirit, Selected Poems to Empower Believers to be More Christ-like. And it's by Ina Crawford.
Okay.
Yes. You can get it on Google. Google. You can get it on Amazon, but the best place to get it is from me. And you know, I can send you the details for that. Because when you buy it from Amazon, I don't see a penny of it. So
okay, I know what you mean.
Yes.
So
I
look out for The Fruit of the Spirit, Selected Poems to Empower Believers to be More Christ-like, and it's by Ina Crawford. Okay.
Yeah. So you just you can send in information about that information. You can get information from that, Ina Crawford carty@googlemail.com, and we'll go on to that a bit. So I did my GCSE. Well, I got married at a young age initially. Got married at the age of 17. I had to ask my parents to give permission for me to get married. So my parents actually signed to give permission for me to get married. So I was married at the age of, as a teenager. Well, prior to that, I fell pregnant as a teenager. So I was a teenage mother. But I had the support, the love and support of my parents. Thank God for them. God rest their souls. And sadly, my dad passed away at the grand age of 98 in 1997. And then my mum passed away the following year at the good age of 78. Yes, she was 20 years younger than my dad. So he died in April 1997. And my mum died November 1998. So, having had that love of, reading and learning and the quest for learning. So I did I thoroughly enjoyed school, loved it, every minute of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Because I've noticed how effortless you make it look when you're doing any assignment. I remember when I was studying myself, I know how helpful you were with that white paper. So
yes, I like learning. I like to learn, and I also like to help others to learn. Just like to share. I enjoy mentoring others, teaching, or just sharing my skills, sharing sharing my skills, whatever, educational skills, cooking skills, any skills, whatever. I like to share. So I carried on my studies. I carried on. I did my general certificate in education. I did it as a mature student here in England, and I did my A levels, completed my first degree, which was Bachelor of Science in Social Sciences, and also did my postgraduate certificate in the education of adults. Oh, back a bit. My social science degree is with honors because it does make a difference.
Yeah.
It does make a difference. Bachelor of Science, social science degree, bachelor's honors degree in social sciences. Then with my quest for learning, I also went on to do my master's in administrative law and public policy. I've completed my degree in nursing, and I am currently reading for my master's degree in nursing as well.
That is awesome, Aunt Anna. But because of the way we were brought up, education was priority in our
Always,
in our
yes.
household. When Daddy came from work on a Friday, he would give me my private lesson money. And so this is for the following week, and he would endeavor that we learn. It was all about education.
Yes.
You think the intellectual ability runs in the Crawford family?
Yes, certainly, because it has to come from within. Because as I said, from I was a child, I had that within me. I just loved and enjoyed reading anything, books, magazines, newspapers. I just had that love for reading, and that's where it starts. That's the foundation. If you enjoy reading and learning, it's yes. So it's so that's where it all started, and
Anyway, we're going to wrap up now. We've got about a minute or so to go. You want to introduce Sanchez's book?
oh yes, what was I gonna say? Yes. So yes, and
Sorry about that interruption.
Yes, you learn from the cradle to the grave. I learned from others. I learned from children, adults, and everyone. This is my daughter Sancha. She was the mayor of Barking and Dagenham in 2018-19, I believe. Yes, thereabouts. Yes.
And that's her book.
Yes. That's her book. So she's followed in her mother's footsteps, and she's written a book. My book is a book on poetry. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Give us 2 seconds, please. Yeah.
Yes. Her book is an autobiography. Yes, it's an autobiography.
Yes, so that's my
And this is
okay.
Cindy, this is your copy. So so I'm proud to present this to you.
I'm very privileged.
That's the back of it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
yes.
She's a local government councillor. She has been for the past 10 years, and she still is a local government councillor.
We're very proud of her. Look at my lovely cousin, yeah? Aunt Anna's first daughter. Yes. Well, second child.
Yes, first daughter.
So well done to you, Aunt Anna. You've been you've been a great influence in my life, and I love you.
And love you.
And
love you.
Yeah.
All the Crawford family, immediate, extended, and all those associated and linked to us. God bless you all, and thank God for being there with me throughout my studies, because I always, when I'm studying, I ask God to lead me to the books and to guide me in my studies. And I give all credit, all glory, all honor to God. And may my brother's memory live on, my father and my mother's memory live on. Blessings.
Oh, thank you very much, Aunt Anna. You've been a blessing to us. And thank you for watching. Keep subscribing and learn more about the family unit, because the family is everything. Family is whenever I'm feeling down, Aunt Anna, I come to her for support. She's a Christian, a very dedicated Christian of God, and she loved the Lord with all her heart. You can always come for a nice bowl of soup or a prayer. There's always food surplus, so that's what family is about. And I'm proud to be a part of the Crawford family. I wouldn't trade my family for nothing else.
No, family is everything. Family, first and foremost, family. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Keep subscribing, keep watching. Thanks for your time. Cheers.